Just another cheap, generic Telecaster copy? Wrong! Hey guys, welcome back to the Ball Shredder channel, and yes, we are checking out a Tele style electric guitar today, but as far as quality, sound, and playability, it is anything but cheap. And before we get into it, guys, if you are currently not a subscriber to the Bald Shredder channel, if you could take just a quick second to reach down and hit that subscribe button, I would be really grateful. Thank you. All right, guys, so what we've got here is the all-new SBH-E Tele-style electric guitar from Tease. Now, I know what you're thinking. What the heck is that? What the heck is Tease guitars? Well, a few months ago, I was saying the same thing. So like several months ago, guys, I started seeing reviews of Tease guitars popping up on YouTube here and there. I never heard of the company, I didn't know anything about it, and I just immediately assumed, oh my gosh, just another cheap, generic Tele copy, whatever. But I was wrong. So wrong. First of all, it's loaded with really good quality components. And it plays and sounds great. Alnico 5 pickups, stainless steel frets, locking tuners, bone nut, I mean, come on. I'll go over the full list of specs and everything that you need to know about this guitar in just a second, but first, you guys gotta hear it. All right, let's do it. Now, before I forget, these guitars, this particular model is selling right now for about $265 on the Tease Guitars website, and that includes free shipping. And of course, I'm gonna have that link down in the video description. And if you use this code, BaldShredder5, you can get $5 off anything in the Tease store. Okay, the guitar. Now, I did mention that it has Alnico 5 pickups, right? I love that. And the pickup in the bridge position, that's not a single coil, that is a humbucker. It is the hot rail style, you know, it's like a single coil size, but it's a humbucker. And in the neck position, we do have the single coil, Alnico 5 single coil. And of course, yes, I did check the output. The bridge pickup comes in at 13.34K. Neck pickup, 5.44K. And when it's in the middle position with both pickups, we're looking at 3.9K. They've got full-size CTS pots with the Gavit wiring. They could have put the small dime-size pots in there, like a lot of these guitar manufacturers do, but oh no, they didn't. There are so many things on this guitar where they could have gone cheaper, or used a cheaper component, or a smaller, or a less effective, or whatever, but they just didn't. And then of course the control layout is what you would expect, a tone, a volume, and the 3-way blade. Now it features a maple neck with a maple fretboard, and it's got medium jumbo frets, but they are stainless steel medium jumbo frets with the rounded ball ends. And they've done an absolutely fantastic job of getting those frets to reach the edge of the fretboard like they should. And the fretwork on this is absolutely fantastic, but I have to say something extra about that, which I will in just a second. And we've got a 12-inch radius on that fretboard with a modern C-shaped profile. And another thing that I love, it has a light satin finish, so it's nice and smooth and fast. I hate when they put high gloss. Okay, so how about locking tuners? Yes, locking tuners with a ratio of 18:1. These are really smooth, they work great. And we've got a real bone nut, cut, done very nicely, and even better quality string trees. It's that like barrel style, which I think are pretty cool. Now, what do some Tele style guitars not have that I wish they all had, and this one does have it? Well, it's the belly carve right here. I'm so glad it has that, because it makes it so much more comfortable when you're sitting and playing it. And it's also got the edge of the neck joint right here kind of carved away, so you don't have that corner poking you in the hand when you're up here on the upper frets. Love that. Okay, how about the body? It is a mahogany body, and the whole thing weighs right exactly 7.8 pounds. Now, one of the really important things about Tease guitars is that they're actually headquartered in New York. And yes, the guitars are made in China, and that's why they're priced very competitively, but he's in New York, and all of the guitars are shipped directly to him, and then he does a complete once-over on every single guitar. He goes over it, does quality control, adjusts like the height on the saddles, does the intonation, makes sure everything is good, and then he sends it out to you from New York. All right, now here's where things start to get interesting. When you buy the guitar, you have the option of paying an extra $50 for a complete pro setup. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I highly recommend it. It is worth every dollar of that $50. Now, I did say he does quality control and he, makes some adjustments and stuff, but for the $50, you're gonna get a fret leveling, a fret polishing, and they're gonna put shorter screws in the saddles so that you can get the low action that they're gonna set it at. They're gonna set it with low action after they polish and after they level and polish those frets, and then they're gonna put in what they call the shorty screws so that the action is nice and low and you don't have those longer screws poking you in the palm of the hand. Don't you hate when that happens? Now, if you don't order the Pro setup, guys, they do give you the set of the shorter screws in the package with the guitar. So you'll get the shorter screws, and then if you want, you can swap them out, and if you're gonna do your own adjustments, right? And you wanna get the lower action, and they come with the shorter screws. I don't think there's ever been another guitar that I've checked out that came with an extra set of saddle screws, the shorter ones that you actually need. I've never seen that before. But anyway, if you do the $50 Pro setup, they're gonna swap them out for you. That's part of the setup. And yes, guys, they did the pro setup on this one for me. And a funny thing happened when I got this guitar. So I take it out of the box, I take it out of the gig bag, plug it in, I tune it up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that action is low. And you guys won't believe this. This guitar, I'm absolutely certain of this fact. It had the lowest action of any guitar that I've ever had, ever. In fact, and here's the funny part, it was too low for me. Can you believe that? And I'm a low action guy. I need low action for the shredding. I try to get low action on all my guitars, but you know, you can only get it so low before you start getting fret buzz. And I can get it pretty low, pretty much, but I think probably on most of my guitars, the frets are not as perfectly level as they are on this one. And so it had the really super low action, no fret buzz. There was no issue there. It just felt a little uncomfortable because I wasn't quite used to it being that low. So I actually took the little Allen wrench and raised up the saddles like a half turn, just to get it more in my comfort zone. But let me tell you guys, that is a much better situation than if it was the reverse of that. And I'm talking about, you know, you get a guitar, and this is what happens most of the time. You get a guitar and the action is way too high, and you're like, man, the action's too high. This sucks. And then you try to lower the action and you lower the saddles, and so okay, I'm lowering it, and then you're getting all kinds of fret buzz after you lowered it because the frets aren't level. And then in order to take care of that, you've got to take the strings off, you got to do a fret leveling, and that is a huge pain in the butt. So I'd much rather have a situation where, yeah, the action's a little bit too low, and I will literally take 1 minute to turn those saddles, retune, and then it's perfect. Wow, awesome. So yeah, guys, I do recommend the $50 Pro setup because, at least around here, I don't know of any place around here where I could take the guitar and they would do all the things that they did as far as leveling the frets. Oh, and by the way, they'll put on a set of good quality strings, your choice. What brand strings do you want? What gauge do you want? That's part of the Pro setup. And I don't know any place around here that would do that for 50 bucks. I don't even know if I could get that for 100 bucks. I mean, that is just a crazy low price for a completely Pro setup with a set of new good quality strings that are your choice. So, is it a good guitar? Yes, absolutely. Worth the money? Yes, absolutely. If I could change one thing on this guitar, guys, and this is my personal preference only, I'd probably make the neck profile a little bit thinner, and that's only because I like really thin necks. But, you know, if you don't mind that it's not super thin, yeah, that's the only thing that I would do for me. And I did say something earlier about a gig bag, and it does come with a gig bag with the Tease logo on it. But I should say, guys, this, you know, there's not really any padding in it. So it's not gonna be like, you know, I'm going on tour or anything like that. It's just an okay gig bag that you could use for storing it, you know, in your bedroom, under your bed, or taking it in your car carefully. But yeah, it does come with it. And the other cool thing is that it came double boxed. Now, I'm in California and this thing shipped from New York. That's about as far as you can go as far as going all the way across the country, and it arrived completely undamaged. It was perfect. Yeah, so I don't think you need to worry about that either. So, that about does it with my first experience with a Tease guitar. It's been a very positive experience overall. I was pleasantly surprised, way better than I thought it was gonna be. Very cool guitar. And I guess I'll definitely be watching to see what does Tease guitars, what do they do in the future? What do they have coming down? I know they have some Strat style guitars as well on their website, but me personally, I would love to see them do a 2 humbucker 24 fret shred style guitar. Why not? Alright guys, so if you want to check out Tease guitars for yourself, I'm going to have that link down in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time!